You are a first responder trained in basic life support. You are walking through the mall and hear loud shouting ahead of you. As you approach the crowd, you notice a man lying on the floor. 1. Your first action is to A. Establish unresponsiveness. B. Ensure scene safety. C. Feel for a pulse. D. Begin CPR. Correct answer, B. Ensure scene safety. In any situation, you must first determine that the scene is safe for the victim and you. You quickly scan the crowd and surroundings and determine that there are no threats. 2. The next step you should take is to A. Establish unresponsiveness. B. Check for a pulse and breathing. C. Begin CPR. D. Begin rescue breathing. Correct answer, A. Establish unresponsiveness. If the victim does not immediately respond to your shouting, verbal stimuli, apply a physical stimulus, sternal rub, to assess unresponsiveness. You determine that the victim is not responsive. No one else in the crowd is trained in BLS. You ask a woman in the crowd to call EMS and get an AED. The woman says she will do both. 3. The next step you should take is to A. Begin CPR. B. Monitor the victim until the AED arrives. C. Check for a pulse and breathing. D. Begin rescue breathing. Correct answer, C. Check for a pulse and breathing. You should do these actions simultaneously and for no longer than 10 seconds. You determine that the victim has a pulse and is breathing normally. 4. The next step you should take is to A. Begin CPR. B. Monitor the victim until EMS or the AED arrives. C. Begin rescue breathing. D. Attempt to bring the victim up to a sitting position to provide a better airway. Correct answer, B. Monitor the victim until EMS or the AED arrives. The victim with a pulse and regular breathing does not require any intervention at this time. As you monitor the victim, you notice that he begins irregular gasping. You check his pulse, and he still has a pulse. 5. At this point, you should A. Begin CPR. B. Continue to monitor the victim. C. Begin rescue breathing. D. Attempt to bring the victim up to a sitting position to provide a better airway. Correct answer, C. Begin rescue breathing. Irregular gasping is not adequate breathing. In this case, treat the victim as if he is not breathing at all. 6. During rescue breathing, you will provide A. 2 breaths every 10 seconds. B. 2 breaths every 6 seconds. C. 1 breath every 10 seconds. D. 1 breath every 6 seconds. Correct answer, D. 1 breath every 6 seconds. During rescue breathing, you should provide approximately 10 breaths per minute. After 2 minutes of rescue breathing, you check the pulse and note that you cannot feel a pulse. 7. Your next action is to A. Begin CPR. B. Continue to monitor the victim. C. Begin rescue breathing. D. Attempt to bring the victim up to a sitting position to provide a better airway. Correct answer, A. Begin CPR. When you do not feel a pulse, it is time to begin CPR. 8. You begin a cycle of high-quality CPR. You know that a cycle of CPR includes A. 30 compressions in 1 breath, B. 30 compressions in 2 breaths, C. 20 compressions in 1 breath, D. 20 compressions in 2 breaths. Correct answer, B. 30 compressions and 2 breaths. 9. High-quality CPR includes all of the following except A. Compression rate of 100 to 120 per minute, B. Compression depth of 2 to 2.4 inches for an adult, C. Full chest recoil between compressions, D. Pausing for a pulse and breathing check after the first 20 compressions. Correct answer, D. You should not pause CPR for this check. The woman returns with an AED and says she has called for EMS. 10. Your next action is to A. Apply the AED pads, B. Continue CPR, C. Stop CPR and check the pulse and breathing, D. Wait for EMS to apply the AED. Correct answer, A. Apply the AED pads. As soon as an AED arrives, you should apply the AED pads. You may be able to properly place the pads while another rescuer continues chest compressions. Only stop chest compressions if it interferes with proper pad placement. You apply the AED and direct everyone to stand back while the machine evaluates the rhythm. The AED directs you to deliver a shock. 11. At this time you should A. Begin CPR, B. Deliver the shock, C. State for everyone to stand clear, D. Continue rescue breathing. Correct answer, C. State for everyone to stand clear. It is important that no one, including you as the rescuer, is touching the victim during a shock. After verifying that no one is touching the victim, you push the shock button on the AED. 12. The next action you should take is to A. Allow the AED to check the rhythm, B. Begin CPR, C. Begin rescue breathing, D. Wait for EMS. Correct answer, B. Following a shock, begin CPR immediately for 2 minutes or until the AED advises that it is time for another rhythm check. The AED advises stopping CPR. You move back from the victim and allow the AED to analyze the rhythm. The AED advises continuing CPR. 13. You understand that the reason the AED did not advise another shock is that A. The AED did not detect a shockable rhythm, B. Defibrillation should not happen more often than every 5 minutes, C. CPR is better than defibrillation, D. All of the above. Correct answer, A. The AED did not detect a shockable rhythm. The AED will only advise a shock when it detects one of the shockable rhythms. 14. Shockable rhythms include all of the following except A. Pulseless ventricular tachycardia, B. Coarse ventricular fibrillation, C. Asystole, D. All of these rhythms are shockable. Correct answer, C. Asystole is not a shockable rhythm. Pulseless ventricular tachycardia and ventricular fibrillation are the 2 shockable rhythms. You continue CPR, and EMS arrives a few seconds later to take over treatment and transport the victim to the hospital.